Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little chatty chat about what's been working for me and my planner, what hasn't, what I potentially want to change, or what I want to leave behind altogether. I know some people have done a video like this at the end of the quarter. This is my first year ever really like looking at things in a quarterly view. I know I said I would do a video about it because I still haven't. I really haven't had a chance to look at it. But here is where I have broke down my goals for 2024. I don't even think I shared my goals with you all for 2024, but I tried to break them down, and I still need to like review where I'm at with as far as like what I wrote down. But it is like quite a few things that I need to get caught up on, like my budget, putting it in my yearly thing. I need to get caught up on the book reviews. I have like a book review journal, I guess you can say. It's not a real one. It's just one that I don't have it. I don't have it by me to show you all at the moment, but it's just a little spiral notebook. I used a template in terms of how I review, but then that also helps me with looking at quarterly, did I meet the goal or not, and what I need to change. One thing I've realized is I typically was just a plain straight up planner, I would say, and I really didn't track my progress with a lot. And that is something that I'm even doing with my budget now, in terms of at the end of the year, I'll be able to, because I'm logging like what I make each month and what I spend on groceries each month, personal, eating out, stuff like that. So at the end of the year, I'll be able to see in totality, like what did I spend for the whole year on self-care? What did I spend for the whole year on prescriptions and co-pays and things of that sort? I think it's gonna really guide me better into next year, but so is the quarterly goals. So with that being said, I still have a lot of catching up to do. That's why for some things in like some things on my weekly task list, and I think I need to change up what exactly I'm putting on my weekly task list. So like sometimes my weekly task list has pretty big things like America's Best and like dental appointments, and because my insurance switched, I can't just go to any old dentist, and a lot of times you need appointments, and the appointments need to work with my job, and things like that can be very lengthy. So stuff like that is going to take more time, and I think maybe I need to do like I don't know what they call it, not long term, but like a short term task list, and then an immediate like weekly task list. So that's something that I'm also trying to work through and think about how I want to do it and how I want to incorporate that in like my planner, because I do want to be productive, and I want to make sure that I'm hitting everything without having to necessarily flip through each month's book to necessarily know. I do like to see a better like whole snapshot of things. So like when I get to, for instance, when I get to the end of the month, I want to be able to say, and I think I'm going to add that in my monthly review. I think I'm going to add like how many times did I eat out, so I can see it. I mean, obviously I'm going to see it if I look back and look at all the yellow, and yellow is for eating out. I'm going to be able to look back and see like, okay, this week, I think that's good to see that in a week. But it's also good to see like if I am flipping back through any of my monthly books to see, wow, for this month, I can go right to the one page where it says you ate out 16 times this month. You worked out 5 times this month. You didn't do anything. So it's easier. This month you read 2 books. This month you read no books. So it's easier for me to like compare and contrast. So that is something that I learned, and I want to see more of like goals like this. It's not a bad goal for the month. But when you have special needs kids, sometimes things don't work out the same because either you're waiting on something, school issues, or just childcare in general, and my work schedule may be a barrier. So being able to think about things in a different perspective or a different way is going to be important for me. But so far, okay. I've told you all before, I don't like big whole notebooks like this. I like it in a sense of it allows me to just write everything down. I don't have to worry about squeezing anything in, writing smaller, or anything like that. But it's also big. And I'm just not a fan of big like that. And I'm not sure if I will ever be a fan of anything big like this for me. It is very functional for me. It is. It allows me to like easily write out log what I'm eating, see the groceries all in one shot instead of it being a travel size and having to squish a lot of information in or turn to another page to get it all in. So in that aspect, I definitely like this. The wide, just the size of a full size notebook using to plan. Another thing that I thought was going to be a hit, but it was definitely a miss for me, and that was this monthly. So I just said it, I like to see progress in the month. I like to see what I've done for the whole month in one shot. Using these allows me to see the whole month literally in one shot. However, I'm tracking too much to see it in one shot. Wow. Now, if I say, for instance, I'm using this and this is the beginning of next month. And right here, I just want to have one thing that I'm tracking, or maybe even two, even if I want to put one right here and double up right here and just go back and let it be two things that I'm focusing on for the month. Definitely. If not, I do better from a weekly standpoint to see how I'm doing during the week if I do it weekly. Weekly, it allows me the ability to see how I've done that week and what I need to improve on next week or moving forward. Monthly gives me a whole understanding of what I've done that month. Like looking at this, and I didn't even update some of this. After a while, I just stopped. I really stopped when I felt like I couldn't remember what was going on and I didn't want to just throw things in or miss something. So I think it's fair to say that I won't be using this in this way. If so, I'll just be adding the couple to something small like this. So that's that. This has been definitely working out. I still feel this out even though this week I was in here. I still feel this out because I feel like this is very important. I actually like the way I did this layout in versus to how I do it for the whole month. Like just add the dates 1 through 30 or 31, however many days is in a month, and then just track it from there. But I kind of like to see it this way in the week because I'm able to easily look back and say, wow, okay, you did, I'll show you a week that like last week, because at the end I highlighted the areas that I hit the goals on. So for sleep, my goal is 5.5 hours. 2 days, one day I got 5.5, one day I got 6.5. So that stood out. My steps is 8,000 a day. It's 2 days that I actually, 3 days that I actually hit that. So that's something that's important. I don't really have a goal in terms of floors, but on the 12th, I did 8, which was amazing. I had 2 days where I did 2-digit in minutes in terms of movement. 10 minutes one day, 17 minutes the other day. So when you look at calories and what I burned, definitely significant. So looking at that in a week was really good for me because then I get a chance to see, okay, have you been moving? Because my health is very much important to me. So it's almost as if I would rather track my health than anything else because that is most important to me right now in this moment and will probably be for the next few months. So that is something that I've really been thinking about how I want to go about doing it, because it is something important. So this is working. This is definitely a keeper. I think I will always keep my gratitude section because I just love it. I love to look back on it. And I like I said, I always keep like logging the food because that's important for me. Now the one thing, and you'll see it in an upcoming video if I actually decide to go through with it, but I wanted to play around with how functional I can do a layout in 2 pages. So if I'm not using something that's already pre-made, pre-labeled out and everything, if I'm not using that, how can I make my weekly forecast work for me? How can my weekly forecast give me what I need for the whole week without necessarily breaking down days? So that is something that I do want to play around with, because it's not about, for me, it's not about what I'm creating artistically or how I'm placing stickers or anything like that. For me, it's more so about what am I doing? Like, am I looking at weeks where things are just not getting checked off? Am I looking at weeks where I am not even remembering? Like this week, these last days, I definitely ironed my weekly clothes. I picked the weekly clothes, ironed them. I did shred papers. I definitely went to the mailbox. It's just some things that I did. I definitely paid bills. Here you see I forgot to add in what self-care thing I did for the week. And I think it's because I'm not looking at this all the time because it's overwhelming. And that's just like the honest truth. So having something like this that's very portable, the cover is strong enough till I can put it in my bag and not worry about it bending or anything in the inside getting affected by it. That's something that I realize is very important. And it's also crucial in me being able to make my planner transportable. You know, where I can put it in a bag, in my purse, and anything like that. So the size has to be good, but then it also has to be protected enough if I choose to put it in a bag, because I pretty much always have book bags with me. I carry a book bag literally every day at work. And if I'm not carrying a book bag, I have a backpack for a purse as well. So I do have the space for it. So those are the things that I've just been looking at. I told you all before, I will never get rid of the tracking system that I have. I think that this worked wonders for me. It's easy for me to understand, easy for me to look at and do what needs to be done with it. So that will always stay. I just need to be more together in terms of completing my monthly reviews, because these are going to give me what I did for that month. And this is just as important as what I do each week. So, yeah, I'm being able to see a lot more clearly now with what I'm liking about my system, what I've just been doing as a force of habit, I guess you can say, and what exactly I need to change up, or just, you know, change all the way around. So I hope that that made sense for you all. I hope it's something that you all could possibly do, because planners is fun and it's nice, but if we're not getting anything from it, or we're not able to see what we need to do for that week, then how helpful is it? So right off the bat, I'm looking at some of my quarter twos and the things that I need to do, like consistently tracking. I have not done well with that. And what I'm going to do is highlight what I actually got completed and what I did. I even broke down in terms of what my goal was to save for the year. And I broke it down into what I need to save each quarter in order to make that goal. So I definitely need to tweak how I'm tracking my money and saving and sinking funds and all of that sort to make it make sense, more sense for me. But it's just some things that I missed the mark in, and I really need to get back on track with and import into my system in order to be able to clearly see the work that I've done. So yeah, or the work that I didn't do. But I hope this was helpful for you all. If you're struggling like me with struggling in a sense of life and just being able to adjust to things that happen and your response to them, but also being able to stay on track with what needs to be done and be productive, because in honesty, it's some instances where challenges in our life will make us stop doing literally everything that we have because it's just not working. But then it's challenges that will come and it'll rock us, but we still need to keep some sort of stability. So with that being said, definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Leave me a comment down below and let me know, how has things been going with you productivity wise? Is your planners like still working for you? Have you tweaked it quite a bit? Have you changed out quite a bit? What are some things that you feel like is working for you? That's one of the things that I love about this community is people share like their experiences, what works for them, what hasn't. Hey, try this out. Hey, this worked for me. So I think that that's really helpful and good and encouraging for everyone. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.